I'm not doing the video.
They...
Were you recording the whole time?
No, I am not.
Okay, good. You know why when you came on?
Really?
Through the phone.
Alright, what's up guys? Today we're going to talk about the story of how we met. How we met was kind of interesting, like a lot of things had to come together.
Serendipitous.
Yeah, it was fate, I think. And I don't usually use that word, but...
What's up guys? I'm Sean. This is...
Hilina.
Hilly. Alright, this is how we met. I took 2 weeks off of work and I flew to Barcelona, meet some family. I also had 2 days in Paris and I went by myself. I was gonna meet some family out there, and as soon as I got there, it was during COVID. I was a little mad, you know, I hadn't gone out in a while. I was single. COVID just irritated me and made me go crazy. So I was out in Europe. I was excited.
I was on a trip to Europe to celebrate my sister's birthday. We thought we'd do a trip, so I was out there with my two sisters, and we actually went to France and then the UK. So that's where we were. We loved Paris, we loved Versailles, we had a great time, and then we went to London. We flew to London. They were pretty strict about the COVID rules. We had to take like a COVID testing before we got on the plane, and then after we landed, they said someone tested positive after they tested when they got there, and we still had to quarantine. They told us to quarantine. But anyways, I don't really like the vibe in London. Unfortunately, it's not a city that I enjoyed so much visiting. So
It might be different outside of COVID too.
Yeah, and maybe the weather too was just cloudy at that time, and things are just expensive. London is one of the more expensive cities I've been to. Anyways, both my sisters were like, okay, I'm gonna go back and work, okay, I'm gonna go back to school, so they both flew back to the US. And I didn't really have much to do if I went back to the US. I would still be able to like work remotely for you know, a few days. So I was like, okay, where's a warmer place in Europe that I could go to? Out of all the cities, I was like, you know what, let me go to Barcelona. And so I booked a flight there, and it was a Friday, I remember, and I was working remotely. So I was working like 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. time. So I was like working, and then to just like take a work break around midnight, I got on my phone. And
Signs on the Bumble, and who does she see?
I matched with him on Bumble, and then we like chatted a little bit that evening.
Yeah, we immediately started talking.
Yeah. He was like in my area. I was in this beautiful little apartment in Barcelona, and then apparently he was out there, literally not even a block away.
Yeah, it was just a couple blocks away. I went out that night just by myself, got a bottle of wine, just hanging out, and I was just messaging her just like all night. I didn't even I wasn't talking to anyone. I was just on my phone the whole time, just at this table, drinking a bottle of wine.
Also your first night, right?
Friday. I got there the night before. At night, so this was like my first like real like day like going out, or just like had a whole day in Barcelona. So it's pretty much like my first day. We both got in there at the same exact time. But just even the chances when she's picking a city, I was going on a vacation to Barcelona. She was just what's a warm city? I don't like where I am in London. Let me go over to Barcelona. So she picks any other city. This does not happen.
Yeah. And then your sister was there too, but she wouldn't come out with you or something?
Yeah, same thing. I was supposed to go out with my sister that night, and she just was a little too tired. She was like, I'll maybe tomorrow we'll go out. So I just kept messaging her all night, and we planned a coffee date for the morning.
Yeah. I was like, okay, no, he's from LA, like that's also what made it easier. I mean, he's great. I mean, I loved his pictures and just like some of the little things that were in his profile, like being open-minded. But I liked that he was from LA, because to be honest, like when I look for people, I look for something long-term. Here it is.
No, but that was true. So when we saw, we're like, oh, we're both from LA in Barcelona, like.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, this is great. Like I could go, just you know, tour some things around with him. Oh, actually, before we even met that morning when we were planning what coffee shop to meet, I was like, let's do a call. Like let's do a FaceTime call, because I want to no, the person actually looks like the person on the picture. So we do a little FaceTime, and then
No catfish here.
yeah, and then I was like, oh, hi, you know, like just a little awkward conversation. But I asked you, I think on that call.
I barely remember the call, to be honest.
Okay, but I think I asked him my ethnicity. I was like, oh, like, what do you think I am? Because I have gotten this before that I do look like different ethnicities. People guess me to be different ethnicities. So I guess I just don't want to, I guess, catfish. I'm like, I don't want to come off as like something I'm not. So I just wanted him to know what I am, actually. So I think you guessed. What'd you guess?
I guess Indian.
Yeah. He was like, Indian? Did you not know about Ethiopians then?
Very little. Very little. I didn't know if you told me Ethiopian, like
you don't remember if
I didn't know what Ethiopians look like. I didn't know
Oh.
anything. I didn't know Injera.
Yeah. Afterwards, I think he learned a lot. Now he can pick out anybody on the road. He's like, they're East African, they're Ethiopian, they're Eritrean, they're Somalian.
Habesha.
Yeah, he knows all the deets. But anyways, I told him I'm Ethiopian. He's like, okay, cool. And so we decided to meet up at this coffee shop, and
We got lattes.
no. I want to tell them about how I actually met you. I'm by the coffee shop, and then I was like, oh, where is he? And then I like kind of do a block. I did a block, you know, through like the whole courtyard, like through the alley and the courtyard. And actually it was beautiful, the alley. And then I come around, and who I thought is him, like, is standing, and I like saw like the back of you first. So I was like, oh, he's a cutie.
Beautiful back of my head.
Yeah. And so I was like, and then he
tapped me?
turned. Yeah, I think I did. And then he turns around, and then we kind of just gave each other a hug.
Well, I said serendipity is, you know, I almost didn't go to Europe. It was just like 2 weeks off of work. It didn't seem like the best timing.
Yeah, and out of all the places, I was like, I just took an unplanned trip to Barcelona and chose a place that was almost, you know, the same place that where he was. We went inside, and then he's like, let me get you coffee. So I got, what did I get?
What?
Come on.
You put me on the spot, right? She got a vanilla latte. No. I don't know. I have no clue. You remember? So I can remember your first order.
I usually get an iced soy latte, and I think I got whatever was as close to it as we could find in Spain, because sometimes they don't have soy milk, some, you know, different things. Sometimes they don't have iced coffee, so I got some latte, so I don't remember it either.
I think I was right.
Yeah, so I know he like carries back the tray with like my latte and like his drink. He also got coffee, and I like see him just carefully bringing the tray over, and I was like, oh, she's so cute. And then we sat down, had coffee, and it was a long first day. How many hours were we? Like, what did we spend together that day?
Basically till night, probably 10 p.m.
Yeah.
So from morning till night, we had a long day. We just went walking. We explored Barcelona.
Yeah.
We went to Park Güell, I believe.
Yeah, Parkwell. Yeah.
You know, I'm
It's-
sure we'll put pictures in this.
Yeah, we'll put pictures of what the day looked like. So what happened though was we had our coffee, and then the next day actually I had booked this Airbnb experience, which was a photo shoot around Barcelona. So I needed to get something from Sephora, and so
Yeah. Listen to how good of a potential boyfriend am I?
yeah.
How many people would go on a date with someone and then say they literally have to go shopping for a
makeup.
photo shoot for makeup and stuff, like before we go do anything. Like, we're supposed to go to this park. I have a photo shoot tomorrow. I need to go to Sephora. It's gonna close. I didn't realize how responsible and on it she was. Cause me, I would have just like, it would have missed, you know, the photo shoot. But she was ready. I was like, I was a little annoyed, but I said, okay, we can go to Sephora. I'll wait
And-
outside or something. And
Yeah, and it was a good test, honestly, if he's like flexible enough or like will do nice things for me, such as, you know, walking with me to a store that I want to go to that is
Testing.
not about him. Yeah, so I was like, you know what, this is a little nice test. Like, let's see.
pass.
Yeah, you passed very well. And he bought me a train ticket, which I was like, oh, so nice. I was happy about that. And then we went into Sephora. I got my one little thing that I wanted. We decided to like walk the whole way to Parkwell, which is not short. It was like over 30 minutes walk, and it was like hilly, and so we got.
This is when I got her. This is how I did it.
What did you do?
Take notes, guys. She said she's starting to complain we're walking too much. And I'm like, okay, like I don't mind walking. I could, doing a mile, mile and a half walk. I think it's fun to see the city. But to just make, the person you meet in the first time, you don't know if they want to do that too. So I kind of felt bad. So I was like, you know what? Let's stop right here. Sit down on this bench. I'll give you a foot massage, halfway foot massage, and we'll go. Because I felt so bad. Did that? It's game over. I won.
He also loves talking about stocks a lot, and so the same day, like day one I met him, he was telling me about Tesla stocks and Amazon stocks, and we had good conversations. And then we went to Parkwell and saw beautiful like sunset because it was in the afternoon, like at the top of the park. And then we came down, and then we went to dinner together.
The restaurant I wanted to go to closed down. It was called Tickets. If anyone's been there, I believe that's what it's
Like
called.
a Michelin.
It was like carnival theme.
Right. Is it Michelin?
Yeah, it was a Michelin. I think maybe 1 star or something. I just tried to see if we can get like a walk-in. I saw it shut down, so that was a little disappointing.
Yeah.
But we went to a nice Japanese restaurant. It was very good.
Yeah.
We have a picture there as well.
Yeah. And then he walked me back to my apartment, and he was like holding me really tight at that point. He was like just hugging me like really closely like this, just walking. And then he walked me all the way there, and I was like, okay, get home safe. And he called a cab, or like Free Now is what we were using there, like the Uber there. And yeah, we ended the night at like 10 p.m. And
I think I went to Italy the next day. I know it's not totally feasible for like, visa issues and stuff like that. Like I am lucky to have an American passport. It gives me access to a lot of countries. I know not everyone has that. I went to Milan and Como just for like a few days. And I told her to just like, wait for me. I'll be back in a few days. Stick to work. I was excited to see her when I got back. And then when I got back, first thing I did was I think we went and hung out when I got back.
Yeah.
A few days later.
Yeah, the night he came back, we met up again and like hang out. But yeah, what I was gonna say is we talked every day since the first day we met.
Oh yeah. I guess
every day.
since
Literally.
yeah, there's never been a day since.